Maybe it's time for you all to know all of the places we plan to go. And when our future comes to pass, you know we've got the strength to last. And when the old boys shout out loud, heads held high and they stand so proud. And when the bells all ring and the boys all sing for the lads as they take the crown. So don't be down and don't be in distress. We're dancing in the streets of TNS tonight, tonight.
And what a beautiful sight I've just seen.
And yeah, it's Champions League and you know what we need. Maybe the time is right for us to find our dreams. Maybe it's time for you all to know all of the places we plan to go. And when our future comes to pass, you know we've got the strength to last. And when the old boys shout out loud, heads held high and they stand so proud. So don't be down and don't be in distress. We're dancing in the streets of TNS tonight, tonight. And don't be down and don't be such a mess. We're dancing in the streets of TNS tonight, tonight. Don't be in distress. We're dancing in the streets of TNS tonight, tonight.
It's against all the odds. Celebrations out on the pitch.
And yeah, it's white and green, and you know what I mean. Maybe the time is right for us to back our team. Maybe it's time for you all to know all of the places we plan to go. And when our future comes to pass, you know we've got the strength to last. And when the old boys shout out loud, heads held high and they stand so proud. And when the bells all ring and the boys all sing for the lads as they take the crown. So don't be down and don't be in distress. We're dancing in the streets of TNS tonight, tonight.
And what a beautiful sight I've just seen.
And yeah, it's Champions League and you know what we need. Maybe the time is right for us to find our dreams. Maybe it's time for you all to know all of the places we plan to go. And when our future comes to
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Park Hall Stadium for the final match day of the Cymru Premier Phase 1. TNS are currently 4 points clear of second place Connah's Quay Nomads, and today they host the high-flying, newly promoted Seagulls Colwyn Bay. TNS will be hoping that it doesn't turn into a shock here. Colwyn Bay are a very well supported side. I don't know if you can hear from the feedback behind me, but they've brought a lot of fans today, and it's a lively group as well. So we're in for a big game here. Colwyn Bay currently sit 5th in the Cymru Premier and 3 points clear of 7th and 6th. But TNS will be hoping, if results go their way, with another big clash at the top of the table, Carnarvon taking on Connah's Quay Nomads, they'll hope Carnarvon can do TNS a favour and beat the Nomads. And if they get a job done today, they could possibly go 7 points clear, but it won't be an easy task. Connah's Quay boasts the third best defensive record in the league, with 24 goals conceded in just 21 games. And alongside their number 9, Jordan Davis, in fine form this season with 10 goals in the Cymru Premier. I can just bring you the starting lineups now. For the home side, number 1, Nathan Shepherd. Number 3, Jordan Marshall. Number 4, Dominic Corness. Number 6, Jack Bothenham. Number 7, Josh Daniels. Number 8, and captain for this evening, Ryan Brobble. Number 14, Dan Williams. Number 15, and making his debut today, Owen Farrell. We wish him the best of luck. Number 17, and Cymru Premier top goal scorer, Jordan Williams. Number 18, Rory Holden. Number 22, Danny Davis. And the away side boasts number 1, Rhys Williams in goal. Number 4, Nathan Peat. Number 5, and captain, Lewis Cyril. Number 6, Solomon Ford. Number 7, Jamie Cumming. Number 9, and their top goal scorer, Jordan Davis. Number 11, Ethan Roberts. Number 14, Aaron Williams, who's on 4 in his last 4 games. Number 20, Aaron Williams. Number 23, Aaron Edwards, former TNS player and legend here at the New Saints. And then number 24, George Hughes. You'll also notice a notable name on the Colwyn Bay bench in Ryan Astles, who recently transferred in the last week or so from the New Saints to Colwyn Bay. So we welcome him back very early into his Colwyn Bay career. And unfortunately, won't we wish him the best of luck today when he comes off. So Jordan Williams gets us underway here at Park Hall. Looks like Josh Daniels will be playing right back this evening, with Owen Farrell stepping into the midfield on his debut. The young Irish midfielder also told me he can play full-back as well, so we'll see what he's made of tonight, as he gets his first touch of the ball and spreads it to left-back Jordan Marshall. Holden back to the half line for Davis. Daniels back to Davis. He's being pressed by Williams and Davis, but TNS evade the Colwyn Bay press and retain possession with Bothenham. Now to Marshall at left back. He comes over the halfway line with the ball. Aaron Edwards decided not to press him as Williams chased him down, but he managed to find a great ball into the feet of Jordan Williams, who tries to clip it out wide to the overlapping run of Jordan Marshall, but it's intercepted by the Seagulls. Aaron Williams goes down from the tackle from Jordan Williams, but not given as a foul, but they do clear their lines eventually, and Jordan Davis has a ball to chase here. However, Jack Bothenham's favourite to get there, and he does reclaim possession for the Tins. Brobble, lovely reverse ball over the top, looking for the run of Jordan Marshall. He does get there first. There's a slip in the box. He drops to Jordan Williams, gets his shot away, and TNS are 1-0 up within the first 2 minutes. Jordan Williams with his 21st goal of the Cymru Premier this season. It's a brilliant assist from Jordan Marshall. The first pass was so crucial from Brian Brobble, just to play that reverse ball over the top with the inside of his foot onto the overlapping run of Jordan Marshall. And as he puts it into the box, it looks like the defender just slips over on the frosty surface, and it just provides an easy finish for Jordan Williams in the end. Looks like the slip came from Nathan Peat, the number 4 it was. So TNS get the dream start they'd have wanted. They'd have wanted to quieten down this hostile away crowd as soon as possible, and they have done quite emphatically, really. So Cyril will send this forward from the kick-off. Jordan Marshall wins the header over Jamie Cumming, and it'll go out for a throw-in. Apologies for any language you can hear there. As I mentioned, they're a very lively away crowd. As George Hughes puts the ball into the box, but it's gone across from the header, cleared for a throw-in on the opposite side. Apologies for a delay there. I didn't have George Hughes on my original team sheet. It does help if I write down 11 players. I've only written down 10, but I've got it on the Cumbria Football app as Bodenham heads away the long throw. So it's back to the halfway line with the man missing off my team sheet, Hughes. He sends it forward. It's a lovely pass, actually, to break the TNS line to Jamie Cumming, but he's blown for offside. The referee this evening is James Walker. So, Owen Farrell now spreads it out wide to Holden. Back with Davis. Farrell. Hughes comes through the back of him, but referee plays advantage. Farrell with a lovely introduction to Welsh football there. Marshall now. Bodenham. Over to Davis. Farrell just loses possession in the midfield, and now Jordan Davis can come away with it. On to Aaron Edwards. Edwards loses possession instantly though to Brobble. And Brobble will receive it again on the turn and plays an over-the-top ball to Jordan Williams' run. He's on the left side of the box now. He's just waiting for support. Puts it into the back post. Great ball. There's no one's there. Will Holden keep it in on the other side? He does. So it's out to the right wing now. He lays it off to Josh Daniels. Daniels coming inside. No pressure from the Colwyn Bay defence, but his pass is poor. Aaron Edwards swipes at the clearance, but Alan Williams can drive away from it. But his touch is heavy and Bodenham will intercept. Down the line to Brobble. Got a bit of space to cut inside. Williams gets back quickly though. Marshall being held up by Solomon Ford. Brobble puts it into the midfield for Farrell. Lovely little no-look pass from the debutant onto Corness. Now Bodenham spreads it out wide to Josh Daniels. Over the top from Holden, but intercepted by the captain, Lewis Cyril. Into midfield for Aaron Edwards, former TNS man. Gets it out wide. Back to Cyril. Cyril forced to go back to the goalkeeper, Rhys Williams, from the Jordan Williams press, and Williams will pump it forward. However, it'll go out for a throw-in just on the halfway line. So Marshall now. Williams lays it down to Marshall. He turns and goes back to the halfway line for Bodenham, who lays it into midfield to the oncoming Farrell, who's in the centre circle now. Just looking for an option, decides to keep it safe and go back to Danny Davis. Brobble, another lovely little reverse ball, but this time Marshall was on a different wavelength to him. Just a bit of a lack of communication between the two left-sided players for TNS as it rolls out for a Colwyn Bay goal kick. So Williams will send this goal kick forwards. It's going to drop onto the halfway line. Williams flicks it on towards Jordan Davis. He's asking for the foul. He's not going to get that though. Looked like Corness got the ball, so we carry on with Josh Daniels now, who can bring the ball forward over the halfway line for the New Saints. Out wide to Holden. Holden. Back up the line for the overlapping Josh Daniels. Great pass from him. He puts an early cross in, but Lewis Cyril, with some good defending, gets in front of it. So, Holden tries to play a little pop back to Daniels with the throw in, but he's put too much on it and it goes out for a Colwyn Bay throw in. So it'll be Lewis Cyril's throw in. Jordan Davis has dropped awfully deep to try and receive it, but his captain ignores him and sends it up the line instead. Touchdown by Cumming, intercepted by Dan Williams for TNS, and now he gets it back to Danny Davis. It's been a really good start from TNS this, in terms of their on the ball progression. They're moving it quickly and they're popping it round. I think the slightly icy surface is making the ball zip a little bit quicker than it usually would. Davis, Holden, Owen Farrell. There's a 1-2 with his Irish counterpart. And Holden goes back to the centre circle where Bodenham is. He'll drive into the midfield and spread it out wide to the advancing left back Marshall. He pops it into the feet of Corness. Tries to play a ball with his weaker right foot through to Dan Williams' run, but it'll roll all the way through to Rhys Williams in goal. So Williams will pump this ball back forward. TNS win the first and second ball though, so now Marshall in possession. Little drop of the shoulder to get away from Aaron Williams. Brobble. Corness. Moving it quickly, TNS there. No more than 2 touch really. Got a couple of midfielders in there that are excellent on a half turn, and so far we're seeing in the opening 10 minutes of this game, you're seeing Owen Farrell just has got that in terms of his possession on the ball. He has been dispossessed once, but that will happen with midfielders more trying to be a bit more energetic. You can see Farrell just dropping into the pocket to receive the ball. Same with Corness. They're kind of similar players. I think Farrell's got a bit more of an engine on him, but he's let with Dom being the more technical of the midfielders. Corness to Brobble, lovely pass, and Brobble tries to play a first time ball to Marshall, who isn't overlapping, and Aaron Edwards will clear it. Aaron Edwards tries to flick it on. Aaron Williams trying to get in the way of it, and Dominic Corness is forced to put it out for a throw in. Said Williams, the number 14, is on 4 goals in his last 4 games, including a hat-trick against Pontypridd in the Cup. So, long throw from Williams. Marshall wins the first ball. Brobble heads it further clear, but George Hughes is in the way of that. Lovely little touch from Jamie Cummings to get away from Farrell. Cummings still got the ball. Forced to go back to Hughes, though, in midfield. He'll spread it to his captain, who stepped into the centre circle from his left back role. Now Petey. They're about to go all the way back to Ford here. The TNS press. Ford to Aaron Williams. He's forced again to go back to his centre half, and then he turns and gives it back to his goalkeeper, and this allows TNS to push back up the pitch again. Williams up to the centre circle, Bothernham with the first header. Aaron Edwards recycles possession for the Seagulls, and now Williams has got a bit of space to run down the right wing, mount their first attack of the game, put it into the box, but it's straight into Nathan Shepherd's hands, and Jordan Davis just follows through on the TNS goalkeeper. So free kick given, but good goalkeeping from Shepherd, very brave. Shepherd, Bodenham, Marshall looks to go over the top for the run of Jordan Williams. He'll put his body in front of Pete, but he gets it there first. But it's a little bit of a mistimed pass from Cumming, and now Owen Farrell's got a bit of space to put a cross into the box. Lovely ball as well, but it's a good save from Rhys Williams. It was dying for a touch from Jordan Williams, but he just couldn't get his toe there quick enough. Marshall, lovely little touch under the pressure of Jordan Davis. Continues his overlap and runs, put another ball into the box, this time to the back post. But it can be watched over the heads of the Colwyn Bay defenders. Josh Daniels keeps possession on the other side. So, Daniels to Corness. Brobble plays a little 1-2 in the midfield of Corness. TNS still in the final third of Colwyn Bay. Now they're in the centre circle with Bodenham. Out wide onto the left for Brobble. Further forward to Marshall. Back to Brobble, and he sprays it to Bodenham again in the centre circle. Davis, Bodenham, now Brobble. Bodenham now. Brobble. Williams out to Brobble. He plays the ball over the top to Josh Daniels. It's a lovely ball as well. Now they're in the Colwyn Bay box. Cyril managed to usher Daniels out, but it looked like he fouled him on the way through. Referee says no though. Farrell heads it back to the edge of the box. Williams first time back to the centre circle to Davis to keep possession. Down the line to Josh Daniels. Lovely little touch to try and get away from George Roberts, but the Welshman's held him up. Little scoop turn from Daniels, and eventually loses out to Aaron Williams, who came over to help out his number 11. Cyril now will clear it up the line. Williams tries to flick it on. Davis into midfield for Owen Farrell. Lovely touch from him onto Corness, and it's a great through ball to Dan Williams, but he's offside. Looked close. Looked really close, and he did try and square it, Dan Williams, to the man in the box, Jordan Williams. So free kick to Colwyn Bay. Sent forward by Williams. Flicked on by Aaron Williams. Jordan Davis with a lovely touch to get away from Marshall. And he's got the ball in the TNS box. Gets a shot away, blocked by Bodenham and cleared by Davis. Brobble wins a second ball, and now Dan Williams can retrieve possession, but his touch is heavy and intercepted by Jamie Cumming, but good recovery from Williams to win it back for the New Saints. Now Daniels at right back, up the line to Holden. There's a reverse ball, if you can see it, to Owen Farrell, and he does. Great pass from Holden, and now the Davis Hunt has some space to drive into on the right wing. Can he get a ball into the box? He can, into the front post again. It's another really good cross. It looked like it took a nick on the way through off Pete, and it did, and it's out for the first corner of the game to the New Saints. So Brobble puts it into right on top of the goalkeeper. It looked like it was going in. It's a good save from Rhys Williams in the end. Cleared by Aaron Williams. Marshall's on the loose ball. Back up the wing to Brobble. Here's manager telling him to get at his man. Instead he puts an early ball into the box, headed away by Pete. Farrell wins a second ball and just flicks it composingly onto Corness, who switches it on to Holden. Bothering him now. Out to Marshall. Now it's out with Josh Daniels. Daniels plays a 1-2 with Davis. Now it's with Bodenham again. All TNS 11 are in the Colwyn Bay half, but Bodenham with a loose pass and puts it out for a throw-in. So Williams sends it up the line. Headers won by Marshall, and it's back out for another Colwyn Bay throw in. Jordan Davis again drops in deep. Lovely first touch, but Corness taking no prisoners without 50-50, and he puts it out for a throw in. So, Aaron Williams for Colwyn Bay with another long throw. Up the line, looking for his counterpart, the other Aaron Williams. It's very confusing. They've got two in the starting 11. Hughes. His cross takes a little deflection off of Dan Williams, and now Holden's got a little bit of space to drive forward. Now it could be a counter-attack on for the New Saints. Jordan Williams made a good run. Holden's forced to check back though. Attack still on with Josh Daniels on the right wing. Holden now on the edge of the Colwyn Bay box. Daniels. Corness out to the left side now to Marshall. He puts an early cross into the box. Pete will head that first one away. Jordan Davis will hold it up and use his experience to win the foul off of Bodenham, and that will allow Colwyn Bay to clear their line. Reece Williams sends it forward, and it's just over the head of Aaron Williams, and it'll go out for a TNS throw in this time. They take it quickly to Bodenham. Across his back line to Josh Daniels. Marshall now. Bodenham. Danny Davis up to to Josh Daniels, back to Bodenham. And he can spread the play once again if he drives over the halfway line here, out to Jordan Marshall. Colwyn Bay's shape is very tight at the moment and compact. They'll be disappointed with the opening goal to concede so early on in this game, because they are defending well since then. As the ball comes over the top to Jordan Williams, but Reece Williams is favourite, and he does get there, the goalkeeper for the Seagulls. Williams is more up rather than far, just behind the halfway line, still in the Colwyn Bay half, but it's a nice little bit of play between three of their midfielders, or they do get the ball away eventually, and now it's back with Danny Davis as centre-back for TNS. Bodenham. Jordan Marshall. Davis. Holden. Marshall. Davis. Holden. Now it's with Daniels on the right wing. Little cuts inside from the Irishman, back to his Irish counterpart Rory Holden. Out to Farrell, back to Holden. Holden to Bodenham, who just stepped across over the halfway line now, just to try and pin Colwyn Bay back here. Ball in the box by Farrell. Another good cross, and Jordan Williams this time gets on the end of it, but that's going to roll out for a throw in. He just hasn't got a good enough contact on it. Marshall wins the first header. Corness tries to send it further forward, but it's cleared by the Seagulls. Headed away by Davis. Robert coming jumping with Farrell, but Corness will retrieve the loose ball. He spreads it out wide to Josh Daniels, who pops it back first time to Davis. Daniels now. Daniels gives the foul away on Aaron Edwards, just inside of the Colwyn Bay half. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by the fact Mitty, our drummer in the crowd, is currently conducting the Colwyn Bay fans. So, shot from the edge of the box from Cyril. It takes the deflection off Jordan Williams all the way out to the left side of the TNS box, and Jamie Cumming will let it roll out for a corner, but the referee gives a goal kick. I'm not sure about that one. Shepherd takes the short goal kick onto Davis. He spreads it across his back line to Bodenham. Marshall pops it into midfield for Corness. He'll switch the play to the oncoming Josh Daniels. It's a great pass from the Liverpudlian. Daniels now puts an early cross into the box. Still not clear. It is eventually cleared by Ford. Davis heads it down. Daniels, first time flick up the line to Holden. A little drop of the shoulder, but his touch is loose, and Cyril fires it into the TNS crowd. So throw in for the New Saints. So Daniels. Farrell. Back to Daniels. Lovely touch from him to get away from George Roberts. Plays it back to Bodenham. He switches it to Marshall. Marshall with a bit of dancing hips there to try and get past Aaron Williams, but eventually it's back into the midfield with Corness. Spreads it across the pitch to Davis. And the best thing with TNS is they're so good at continuously switching play to stretch the opposition. Davis. Again, we see that switch to Marshall. It's very much the philosophy and the identity of Craig Harrison's style of football. Obviously, he's been in for a long time now, and he's been a brilliant manager, the greatest, most successful manager in Welsh football history, and a very much a TNS legend. But you can just see his philosophy every time they play. It's so good to watch when it's coming off. The ball into the box from Daniels, headed away by Petey for the corner. So corner here from Corness. Goes to the edge of the box to Brobble. He shoots the edge of the box. It's a brilliant strike as well. Not clear. Owen Farrell, and it's clear off the line by Cyril. Almost a debut goal from Farrell. It's not quite clear yet. Aaron Williams holding off Danny Davis, who eventually gives away the foul. Farrell must have thought that was going to be his debut goal. The dream start for the Irishman. It was actually a very inventive corner, very much off the training ground. Corness fires it to the edge of the box to Brobble. He takes it on the half volley after a touch. Rhys Williams spills it out. Farrell heads it towards goal, and he could have put it anywhere in the goal, and he's headed it right to the feet of Lewis Cyril, who cleared it. But I thought we were going to see a Paul Scholes versus Bradford moment there. Brobble and Corness thinking they're Beckham and Scholes. It all very almost paid off for the New Saints. Or if we've got some hardcore Man United fans in here, you remember the Alex Telles goal versus Villarreal. That was very similar. Marshall. Brobble. Continues to recycle the possession between the back line. This thing, TNS' centre-halves are so comfortable on the ball. As I say that, commentator's curse. Danny Davis gives it away and puts it out for the goal kick. But TNS' defenders are so confident on the ball when in terms of carrying it out. It makes their style of play so efficient because at any point one of the central midfielders can drop in while one of the centre-halves decides to push into the midfield with the ball. Bodenham is very good at it. We've seen Davis is very good at it, and Davis is actually a massive goal threat. We take that a little bit away from him when he's playing centre-half, as he's a natural right back, and attacking right back at that. Scored double digits last season. Obviously he's had a big spell from the sidelines this season and the end of last season, but he actually made his return from injury against today's opposition, Colwyn Bay, in the reverse fixture in August. There's a flick on it. Someone's down with a head injury there. It looks like Aaron Edwards it is. Aaron Edwards is back on his feet, and the ref will have a drop ball to TNS as they were in possession of the ball. Just about to hit the half-hour mark here at Parkhill Stadium. It's currently 1-0 to the New Saints, and they have been utterly dominant in this game. It's probably the best I've seen them play in the opening 30 minutes for a long time. They were a bit flat against Bala last time out, and obviously they were 2-0 down at this point against Connors Quay. But they've been brilliant tonight. Really nullified the Colwyn Bay attack. Colwyn Bay, I can't say have had more than 6 touches in the TNS box, and they haven't had a shot yet in the game. TNS have had a ball clear off the line, stop it being 2-0 as Owen Farrell picks the pass out to Holden, but it's lovely strength from the captain Lewis Cyril to just usher it out for the goal kick. Just wonder what Michael Wilde will be thinking, the manager of Colwyn Bay at the moment. Just seeing how his team's been in this game. They've been really pushed back by the TNS press. I think they've been so aggressive in the sort of gegenpress style. They haven't been able to get out of their own half really for the opening half an hour. That's a really dig deep. He'll just be hoping to get to half time 1-0. TNS get the second goal. This could turn ugly very quickly. But we know from the reverse fixture, Colwyn Bay are a dangerous side. They can create chances, and they won't need much to score a goal. But as we say that now, Bodenham has possession on the edge of the TNS box, out to Corness. Corness looks to switch it to the overlapping run of Josh Daniels, but he puts too much on that, and it'll go out for a throw on the halfway line to the away side. So Cyril's long throw in again. Aaron Williams tries to play it over the top towards Jordan Davis. Originally headed away by Danny Davis, but Colwyn have still got the ball on the edge of the box, so they try to put it over the top towards Aaron Williams. He does get there and put it into the box. It's a dangerous cross as well. Williams and Davis heads it away, and then Dan Williams is on the second ball. Brilliant defending from the TNS midfielder. Bodenham. I wouldn't be surprised if Wilde makes some changes at half time to bring maybe the Cargo twins on, one of either Issa or Eunice. Just a bit more pace in their front line when they do get the rare occasion to counter attack on the home side. Daniels now tries to put a cross into the box, takes a little deflection, but it's on the edge of the box to Brobble, takes the volley, and it's just past the left post. We know Ryan Brobble is capable of the spectacular. We've seen it many times in his TNS career. That one wasn't far off being one of his best goals he scored for the club. It was actually lovely play. It does take a little... It's good defended originally from Pete, who heads it, gets a header on the cross, but it does bounce to Brobble on the edge of the box. Instead of trying to pick the pass, he chests it down and hits it on the volley, and it's unlucky from the TNS captain. So Farrell wins the first header. Aaron Williams will leave it to go out for a throw-in. So Davis bounces in to try and pop it back to Williams. Farrell chases it all the way down and wins a throw-in for a side. I have to say, the new signing has started really brightly in this midfield. Craig Harrison will be happy at how his new recruits played so far. He came on trial over the Christmas period before making the permanent move over to Oswestry. Also played in America in the American college system. As I learned in his interview with his first interview with the club and with myself. Played in minus 15 degrees at one point, so it's no surprise, despite the cold conditions, he's wearing a short, just his football kit, no Under Armour or anything. He's used to the cold conditions, Owen Farrell. Danny Davis now, as I said, will step in to the midfield from centre half. Goes back to Bodenham. First time out to Brobble on the left wing. There's a switch on if you can see it, which it does, and it's a pinpoint ball as well from Brobble right to Daniels. Farrell. Dan Williams into Bodenham. Now Brobble. Corners. First time to Holden. Now back with Brobble. Being chased down by Hughes, but he gets it to Owen Farrell. Farrell to Davis. Brilliant possession this from TNS. Brobble, lovely through ball to Dan Williams. Onto the overlap of Jordan Marshall. Puts a ball into the back post again, but once again there's no one at that back post for TNS. Roberts onto Cyril, who will clear it into Cummings' feet. He slides and gives it away. Corness to have a shot from distance, takes a deflection. Aaron Williams is there to stop it from going out for the corner and instead opts for the throw-in. But Corness, you can see, is desperate for his first goal for the club. But it's such a good signing from Liverpool in the summer. He just controls the tempo of games, Dominic Corness. But he will be desperate for his first goal. Dan Williams, lovely first touch, but eventually tackled by Pete. And now Jordan Davis has a little bit of space on the centre circle to try and break forward for the Seagulls. And eventually is fouled by Dan Williams. I thought he was a little bit soft, but referee, his whistle is final. So Hughes standing over this free kick. He's in the Champagne Predators that Beckham made famous, so clearly fancies himself as a bit of a set piece taker. So Hughes' free kick. The glancing header from Ford is cleared by Farrell. Aaron Edwards is underneath the second ball. Williams kind of swipes at his attempt to put it back forward, gets it forward with the second ball, but Marshall can head it away. And he plays it against Jordan Davis. They'll go out for a throw in. You can see the manager urging Marshall to run to the throw and take it quickly, as he was walking to try and just take a second to breathe there. And it's allowed Colwyn Bay to just get their shape again. So the throw in the left back area for the New Saints. Pops it with Corness, and Marshall tries to clear it up the line. It's going to go all the way out, I think. It does. It's out for a throw in on the other side. So Brobble gets underneath that and heads it away. Bodenham clears it. Only as far as Cumming, though, has intercepted it. Now with Aaron Edwards. Lovely feet from the experienced midfielder to try and put the cross in here, and he does get it in. Header from Aaron Williams. It's just not going to trouble Nathan Shepherd. It goes wide, not enough power on it, so goal kick to the New Saints. That is the first shot for Colwyn Bay, though. So it's promising attack as well, and it all comes from the skill from Aaron Edwards in midfield, the former Tin. Shepherd. Forward, Cyril heads it back into the midfield. Corness has got the loose ball, though, and switches it out wide to Marshall. Good play from the left back. And Brobble's making a great run down the middle. He doesn't see him though, Marshall. So he continues to carry it forward. Williams back to Brobble. Cornes. Bodenham back to Cornes. Brobble. Cornes again. Farrell. Brobble now on the left wing for the New Saints. Marshall backed into the midfield for Cornes. Just patient in the build-up, TNS. They have been all game. There's no need to force the issue with the early lead that they've got. Davis back to Cornes. Quickly down the left wing. Brobble now one-on-one with Aaron Williams. He'll look to take him on. Gets across him with his weaker left foot, but it's straight into the hands of Rhys Williams. And Colwyn Bay can clear their lines. Williams' goal kick over the halfway line. Jack Botham, strong header from him. Brilliant play from the centre half. Pete gets beaten to the ball by Williams, but referee says he got the last touch and it's a TNS throw-in. Taken quickly into Brobble's feet, pops it back to Marshall. Little drop of the shoulder to get away from George Roberts, and he'll send it forward onto the run of Jordan Williams. Cyril's underneath it. Holden's on the second ball though. Coming into the Colwyn Bay box, gets his shot away. It looked like a handball, but no one actually claimed for it. Maybe that's just me seeing things. Brobble to the edge of the box for Williams. Now with Farrell. He gets it back out wide to Daniels. 1-2 with Farrell. Again, down the right wing, this time to Williams. Back inside to Owen Farrell. And his pass is a bit loose. He gets on the end of it though. But eventually it does go out for a throw-in. Farrell, with so much energy in that midfield, he's playing balls to himself. But as I said, just about 5 minutes left of this first half. Yet to see how much out of time there'll be. But what Craig Harrison has seen so far from his new sign, and I think he'll be very impressed with him. I think he's moved the ball well. He's got good legs in midfield. He's covered a lot of ground as well. As we said, that Farrell wins the header in the midfield. Sent forward by, it looked like, Ford. Davis has got something to think about here as he drops the shoulder away from Jordan Davis and sends it back into midfield. Farrell brings it down, hooks it forward towards Jordan Williams, sorry. And Pete will recycle possession for Colwyn Bay. Up the line to Aaron Williams. First time onto George Roberts, but Daniels is there with a strong tackle to win it back to TNS. And they've got possession once again. They've gone back to their goalkeeper, Shepherd. He spreads it out wide to Marshall, and now TNS could, if they move quickly in, there's a counter-attack on. Marshall on the line to Brobble. He puts it into the box. Pete will head it away. Cumming will try and send it forward, but Cornes is on his case quickly, and TNS have possession once again. Bodenham, Marshall. Brobble, 1-2 with Marshall. Cornes has dropped back to the halfway line to receive the ball here and drive back into the midfield. Just checking his shoulders, look for a pass, switches it over to Rory Holden, who's dropped a little bit deeper. Daniels, first time back to the halfway line to Danny Davis. Bodenham spreads it to Jordan Marshall. There's a ball on there in the box if you can see it. Instead takes another touch, puts it into the back post. This time Owen Farrell's there, headed away by Colwyn Bay, but it's still on the edge of their box. Now Holden puts the ball into the box, headed away by Aaron Edwards. And Cumming is the only man forward for Colwyn Bay, and Holden gets there first. And now it's with Dom Cornes onto Dan Williams, tries to put it into the box, headed away by Pete. Aaron Williams, a little shove in the back on Cornes. Referee says no though, so Williams can clear it for the Seagulls. Bodenham brings it down his chest, lovely composed touch from the centre half, and he retains possession to Danny Davis. It's a really good spell of the game this for TNS. Colwyn Bay just cannot get out. Cornes, Brobble, up the line to Marshall. Brobble, back to Bodenham, onto the halfway line for Davis. He plays the 1-2 with Bodenham. Spread it out wide by the centre half to Marshall, but it's back with Brobble, who's dropped into the left back row, has dropped deeper to receive the ball. Now to Dan Williams. He's got space to drive into, pops it back to Marshall. Marshall, lovely skill to get away from Aaron Williams and create a space for himself to get the cross in. It looked like it had gone out, and it did. He just overran it a little bit. Might have a problem for TNS here as Rory Holden's gone down off the ball in the box, holding his back. Looks like the Irishman's going to be okay for now. Holden just hobbles back to his position in midfield, but I think he'll be okay. It might just be an impact injury. 2 minutes left of this first half. It is currently 1-0 thanks to a goal from, as usual, Jordan Williams. 21 goals now in the Cummie Premier this season. He's just simply been on fire. Jordan Williams looked like he was tackled late by Aaron Edwards. He's gone down on the ball, but he's back on his feet quickly. He's a tough the centre forward for TNS. It takes a lot for him to go down injured. Just looked like he just left a few studs on him, Aaron Edwards, but referee didn't see it. Holden now to Marshall. Brobble back to the halfway line for Davis. Bodenham out wide to Marshall. First time into Brobble's feet. Williams lays it off. First time to Brobble. Holden, he gets his shot away, but he's got that completely wrong on his weaker right foot. Sliced at it. It goes out for the goal kick. So it looks like there's going to be 1 minute of added time. I can just see the fourth officials board below me. Yes, 1 minute of added time at the end of this first half. Aaron Williams tries to put it over the top for the run of George Roberts, who is going to get there, the Welsh winger. Lewis Cyril now fires the ball into the box. There's a free man at the back post, but Marshall wins the first ball. Aaron Williams takes a shot on the bounce, but it's always rising and it goes well over and well wide. Nathan Shepherd still yet to really be troubled yet. Shepherd choosing to send this ball long rather than play the usual way of short ball. I think that's just because it's going to be half time any second now. He switches it to the other side though. Lovely pass from Shepherd, actually. Good, intelligent pass from him. And now it's down the right wing to Holden. Now it's back with Davis, and that is half time. And it is 1-0 to the New Saints as we go in at half time here at Parkhill Stadium between the New Saints and Colwyn Bay. And it was a quick fire start from TNS as Jordan Williams fired in his 21st goal of the Cummie Premier season in just the second minute of the game. And apart from that, really, TNS have been completely dominant. Colwyn Bay haven't troubled Nathan Shepherd at all. They've been very much parked in their own half for the majority of this first half. And Michael Wild will have plenty to think about as he goes in 1-0 down with his team. But for now, it is 1-0 to the New Saints at half time. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back in 15 minutes.
Maybe it's time for you all to know all of the places we plan to go. And when our future comes to pass, you know we've got the strength. TNS tonight, tonight.
Against all the odds. Celebrations out on the pitch.
So don't be down and don't be in distress. We're dancing in the streets of TNS tonight, tonight.
It's there! Against all the odds! Celebrations out on the pitch!
And yeah, it's white and green, you know what I mean. And maybe the time is right for us to back our team. And maybe it's time for you all to know all of the places we plan to go. And when our future comes to pass, you know we've got the strength to last. And when the old boys shout out loud, heads held high and they stand so proud. And when the bells all ring and the boys all sing for the lads as they take the crowd. it's time for you all to know all of the places we plan to go. And when our future comes to pass, you know we've got the strength to last. And when the old boys shout out loud, heads held high and they stand so proud. And when the bells all ring and the boys all sing for the lads as they take the crown. So don't be down and don't be in distress. We're dancing in the streets of TNS tonight, tonight.
And what a beautiful sight I've just seen.
And yeah, it's Champions League and you know what we need. And maybe the time is right for us to find our dreams. And maybe it's time for you all to know all of the places we plan to go. And when our future comes to pass, you know we've got the strength to last. And when the old boys shout out loud, heads held high and they stand so proud. And when the bells all ring and the boys all sing for the lads as they take the crown. So don't be down and don't be in distress. We're dancing in the streets of TNS tonight, tonight. And don't be down and don't be such a mess. We're dancing in the streets of TNS tonight, tonight.
Against all the odds. Celebrations out on the pitch.
So don't be down and don't be in distress. We're dancing in the streets of TNS tonight, tonight.
It's there! Against all the odds. Celebrations out on the pitch.
And yeah, it's white and green, and you know what I mean. And maybe the time is right for us to back our team. And maybe it's time for you all to know all of the places we plan to go. And when our future comes to pass, you know we've got the strength to last. And when the old boys shout out loud, heads held high and they stand so proud. And when the bells all ring and the boys all sing for the lads as they take the crown. So don't be down and don't be in distress. We're dancing in the streets of TNS tonight, tonight.
And what a beautiful sight I've just seen.
And yeah, it's Champions League and you know what we need. And maybe the time is right for us to find our dreams. And maybe it's time for you all to know all of the places we plan to go. And when our future comes to pass,
Celebrations out on the pitch.
So don't be down and don't be in distress. We're dancing in the streets of TNS tonight, tonight.
It's
Welcome back, everybody. After that half-time break, the team's just coming back out now. It is currently 1-0 to the New Saints, and another interesting score in the Cumbria Premier. It's currently 1-1 at half-time between Carnarvon Town and Connah's Quay Nomads. Meaning, if it stays the way it is, TNS will get a 6-point lead going into Phase 2 of the Cumbria Premier, as they look to secure a domestic double this season, as they're in the Nathaniel MG Cup final. Barry Town awaits them at Penabon's grounds in February. So it looks like both teams have stayed the same. No substitutions at half-time as of now. You just see Ryan Astor's talking to Josh Daniels, old friends, teammates, up until only 2 weeks ago. So Astles will hope to make his Colwyn Bay debut tonight. So TNS gave Michael Wild plenty to think about at half-time for his team, who has really struggled to get out against the TNS press. Craig Harrison will be delighted with how his team's played. He would have liked another goal before half-time, because 1-0 is always a dodgy scoreline. Just takes one good attack from Colwyn Bay to get it back to a level playing field. So the Seagulls have kick-off, and we're seeing much more of these sort of old-school kick-offs where they send it forward straight away. Adam Williams brings it down more on his face than... I think it's hit him in the throat, actually. You can just see him coughing. And TNS regain possession from that. Aaron Williams just struggling now as he gets back into position. Josh Daniels coming forward with the ball for the New Saints. Into midfield for Farrell. Back to Daniels. Daniels tries to find Dan Williams, but intercepted by Aaron Edwards. However, the loose ball did break to TNS. They've got the ball on the right wing. Holden tries to find Dan Williams in midfield, but it's collected by Hughes. But the rebound has found Josh Daniels. They say the offside flag has gone off, but it looked like he was about 4 yards onside. I'd have to see a replay of that. But that is a free kick to Colwyn Bay. Goal kick over the halfway line. Botherham misses it. Williams heads it down to Jordan Davis. Good tackle from Josh Daniels, and the last touch was off the Colwyn Bay number 9, so it'll be a TNS throw-in. Anna Williams is still down here. Just looked like when he tried to control that ball, it hit him in the throat. And he is just struggling a little bit here as the physio comes on. You just see the Colwyn Bay fans making their way back from the concourse from half-time pints, I'd imagine. Very lively crowd, and to be fair, despite being 1-0 down and not really having much to cheer about, they have been a very lively away end, very loud, continue to sing throughout, so it's brilliant to see the support like this in Welsh football. So Aaron Williams just coming off temporarily, just have a few swigs of water, try and sort his throat out. I think he will be okay to carry on. Daniels throws it back to Davis. Now switched on to Bodenham. He'll carry the ball over the halfway line. Cuts back into the centre circle for Owen Farrell. Across the midfield to Williams, who pops it first time into Davis's feet, who can come past the centre circle now for the New Saints. Farrell now. Back to Davis. You see, it's just TNS got so good at just that interchange between the wide areas. Williams makes his way onto the pitch. Brobble looks to beat his first man, does. Corness can put a cross in, but it was always bouncing as it come across to him. Josh Daniels is at the back post though, heads it back into the box. Jordan Williams does get a shot away, but it's very tame and it's right into the hands of Rhys Williams. So Williams' goal kick is high and long. Jordan Davis tries to hold it away from Danny Davis, but the centre half eventually does get the better of the Colwyn Bay top goal scorer. Davis now to Josh Daniels. Daniels inside to Owen Farrell. Out wide for Bodenham, who's coming across the halfway line. Gets it to his left back. Up the line to Brobble. First time from the captain into midfield for Corness. Back to the centre circle to Davis. Now back out to the other wing for Daniels. Just again, patient build-up from TNS, just switching it from side to side between their two full-backs. Bodenham. Marshall. Into the box. Daniels, it'll bounce loose to him, but it is cleared. Only as far as Holden, though, in the right wing area. He can put a ball back in the box. Instead, tries to cut it to Dan Williams' overlapping run, but eventually it rolls out for the goal kick. Just trying to be a little bit too clever there, Williams and Holden. Rhys Williams again with the goal kick. Foul jumping, good header from him. Second ball's going to bounce to Corness, who tries to send it over the top for Williams. Headed away by the Colwyn Bay captain Cyril. Brobble battling with Aaron Williams and eventually gives the foul away. He's also gone down though, the TNS skipper. So the Bay have an opportunity to send this free kick deep into the TNS half. Only got 3 men back, so they've sent 7 players forward. Sorry, maths aren't my strong point. George Hughes takes that free kick onto the edge of the TNS box. Marshall finds a lovely pass to Brobble though. There could be a counter on if he can find the switch, but he's shut down quickly by Cyril. He's forced to go back to his goalkeeper, and now TNS can regain possession. Davis onto the overlapping run of Daniels. Brilliant pass from him. He's going to look to go one-on-one with George Roberts, but the Colwyn Bay defender does well. However, Holden gets in the way of the cross. And now it's back onto the edge of the box for Corness to Brobble. Over to the oncoming Marshall. Williams to Corness. Into Farrell's feet. Still in the midfield for the TNS here. Out wide to Brobble, who's hugging the touchline on the left wing. Jordan Davis has got back into the right back area from centre forward to help his team in the defensive areas. Farrell now. Out wide to Marshall. Back to Farrell. Now Bodenham. Williams. Holden. Danny Davis. Back to Williams. Bodenham. Farrell. It does hit the referee, so they'll have a drop ball there. Foul. No, referee will pull it back. Foul. Now gets the play back on again. Davis to Williams. Out wide to Josh Daniels. Cuts it back to Williams. It's back to Davis at centre back. He steps into the midfield. Same with Bodenham. They've again pinned Colwyn Bay all the way back to their own box, really. Brobble. Corness. It's just going to take a little bit of patience to break down this Colwyn Bay shape. Onto Corness on the edge of the box. Back to Bodenham. Out wide to Brobble on the left. He puts a cross into the box. Pete wins the first ball. Ford clears it only as far as Bodenham on the edge of the box. Gets it to Ryan Brobble, but it's a good tackle from Ford. And he try and find Aaron Edwards on the counter-attack, but Corness is back all the way there to regain possession for the New Saints. Now Holden. To Danny Davis. Tries to play an over the top ball, but Ford will intercept and clear his lines. Just seems like it's anywhere will do for Colwyn Bay when they do get possession. They're just clearing it. There's a switch on if they can see it to Josh Daniels. They eventually get it to him. Bodenham out wide for Marshall. There could be a cross on here. Instead he cuts it back to Dan Williams. Williams, Bodenham. Back to Williams. Marshall. Corness. Brobble. Back to Corness. Davis. Out wide to Josh Daniels. Back to Davis. Now with Farrell. Farrell to Holden. Bodenham. Still continue this lengthy spell of possession, TNS. Bodenham. On to Holden. Farrell's out wide if he can find him, which he does. Now Owen Farrell. All the way back to Davis. His first time pass is loose. Corness recycles it though, wins it back and spares the bushes of his centre back, and TNS have possession again. Marshall. Corness. To Holden. He'll come forward. There's a shot on there if you can see it from distance. Blocked by Pete. And brought down by Bodenham. He clips the ball over the top. Cyril will clear that. Corness will get onto the second ball and zip it out wide to Brobble. Back to Corness from his captain. There's a switch on if you can see it. Brobble looks to find the run of Josh Daniels, headed away by George Roberts. Farrell picks up the second ball. Good play from the debutant. And just see below me that Colwyn Bay are going to make a change here in the 56th minute. Corness now. Brobble. Williams to Farrell. Crossed into the box. Cyril is at the near post to clear it for a throw-in. And a man down for Colwyn Bay here as they make the substitution. So Aaron Williams, the number 20, is coming off. for the number 19, Matty Hill. Williams still not right from that original injury straight off kick-off. So, throw into the New Saints. Williams, lovely turn from Lewis Cyril, gets a shot away, blocked at the near post again, and it'll go out for, this time, a corner. The lovely use of the body from Jordan Williams to roll the Colwyn Bay captain and get his shot away, but it's a good block from Pete at the front post. So corner from the New Saints, again right on top of the goalkeeper. This time it's come off the crossbar. It looked like referee's given a corner from the opposite side. I think it did take a little touch off of Rhys Williams to tip it onto the crossbar, but you can certainly see what Corness is trying. We've seen a lot of that recently in football, just putting the corner right on top of the goalkeeper. Marshall. Back to Brobble from the short corner. Hill this time put the cross into the box. It's going to go all the way in. It's not. It's cleared off the line by Jordan Davis. His second goal line clearance from Colwyn Bay. TNS still have the ball here though. Marshall out wide to Brobble. Back to Marshall. Corner switches it to Marshall. He leaves it for Holden. And he'll clip an over the top ball to the right wing for Dan Williams. Pops it to Corness. Into midfield for Owen Farrell. Farrell out wide to Marshall. Marshall back out wide to the left wing for Brobble. They'll want to go one-on-one with Matty Hill, the substitute. Instead goes to Holden. Farrell now in midfield. Tries to play it to Holden, but he gives the ball away. And he'll take the cynical yellow card. I think the referee's blown up early there as Jordan Davis was bursting almost through on goal. When the referee's not played the advantage, he's instead given the free kick to Colwyn Bay, and Farrell on his first game for the club goes into the book. So, again, Hughes standing over this. So over the top. Pete wins the first ball, but he's headed it behind himself instead. Daniels down to the right wing where Brobble's picked up position. Little touch to try and get around George Roberts, but the number 11's done really well to recover. Play back to his goalkeeper. Williams will press him, but he clears it. And now Marshall can bring it down at the back. Composure from the left back. Switched by Corness onto Josh Daniels. Lovely touch from him. Into midfield for Farrell. Out wide to Marshall. Marshall with a lovely 1-2 with his captain. Puts it into the box. Dan Williams, it bounces to him free in the box, but it's on his unfavoured left foot and he puts it over the bar. So Rhys Williams pumps that forward. Daniels wins the first ball. Holden heads it forward. Cyril intercept and a lovely little turn to get away from Williams. Composure from the Colwyn Bay captain at the centre half. Sent forward by Aaron Edwards. Shepherd's off his line quickly though to claim it. And he rolls it out to Josh Daniels. Daniels now can come over the halfway line. Just hear his manager just shouting at him to drive forward. Farrell now. A little half turn to get the ball to Danny Davis. Holden's free in midfield. A little bit of space around him. Daniels and him play a little 1-2. Into Dan Williams. Lovely 1-2 between the two. Holden gets his shot away. Bounces. Free ball to Corness. He enters the box. Gets his shot away and it's just wide of the right post. Again, Corness just waits for that first TNS goal. And it's out for a goal kick. Williams now sends that forward. Corness is underneath it. It's flicked on by Aaron Edwards. Marshall plays it back to Davis. He can let it run across his body and back to his goalkeeper. Shepherd. First time out to Josh Daniels. Lovely play again from TNS. Bothernham. Up the line for Marshall. Little 1-2 between him and Brovel, and it's back with Bothernham. First time into the midfield for Farrell. So Daniels coming towards the final third of Colwyn Bay. Williams was a lovely 1-2 with Daniels. He cuts inside, just one touch too many, and George Roberts will take it off him and put it up the line. But again, there's just no out ball for Colwyn Bay as Jordan Davis just keeps dropping so deep from centre forward. There's no relief for them out of possession. Bothernham out to the left back. Marshall, he goes back inside for Bothernham. Again, TNS has stepped well over the halfway line into the Colwyn Bay half. Holden. Dan Williams to Bothernham. Takes his time, the centre back. To Corness, but he's giving it away. Bothernham will retrieve the ball though and keep possession with Dan Williams. Up line to Holden. Daniels now. Farrell. First time back to Davis. Just continuously recycling possession, TNS. Just not letting Colwyn Bay have a sniff at the ball right now. But you have to say, they're not really creating much, the New Saints, at the moment. The last 5 minutes has very been much sideways passes in the final third of Colwyn Bay. Davis now. Daniels now tries to backheel it to Williams. He tries to backheel it back to Daniels. Gets in the way of the clearance. Williams is offside, so he leaves it. And George Roberts can see it out for a throw-in. So Farrell wins the first ball. Corness will play it back to Bothernham, and TNS will continue this dominant spell of possession. Just see below me the Cargo brothers are warming up for Colwyn Bay. Can't see it being long until at least one of them's introduced. Corness out wide to Marshall. There's miscommunication between him and Brovel, and it'll go out for a throw-in. And just hear the dissatisfaction from Craig Harrison. So it's a very, very cold evening here in Oswestry. Marshall beaten to the ball by Jordan Davis, and now Jamie Cumming just had a sniff of going through, but Farrell clears it. Safety first from the Irishman. So, long throw from Colwyn Bay. Long throw into the box. Bothern wins the first ball. Brobble tries to get on the second. Matty Hill will recycle possession for Colwyn Bay. Hughes to George Roberts. Out wide to Matty Hill now. It's the first time they've really been in the TNS box. Hill cuts in. Back into midfield for Aaron Edwards. And they forced them back to the halfway line, New Saints. George Hughes forced to prime pump it forward. Marshall battling with Matty Hill. And in the final touches off the Colwyn Bay substitute. Just wondering if TNS will think to make any changes. As we have just over 20 minutes left of this game. Just heard me go quiet for a sec. I did just spill my freezing cold water everywhere. It's not the ideal weather to do that, as TNS win a throw-in off the tackle from Jordan Davis. Josh Daniels driving forward for the New Saints. Plays it down the line to Rory Holden, who's got a bit of space in the right wing. Goes first time to the edge of the box to Dan Williams. His touch is loose, forced to go to Corness. Instead of shooting, he goes back out wide to Brobble. Good tackle from Matty Hill. TNS will make a change. I can just see Adrian Sizlovich waiting to come on below me. Daniels now. Tries to go past Jamie Cummings to put the cross in, but Cummings gets in the way of it. Corner put in, headed away by Pete. Marshall's on the second ball though, gets it back out wide to Cornett. He can put the ball back into the Colwyn Bay box. Jordan Williams tries to flick it on, headed away by Pete again. Cyril wins the second ball. Owen Farrell heads towards goal, but nothing on that header, and it'll go into the hands of Rhys Williams. He sends it forward looking for Aaron Williams, but Davis is underneath it and clears it. Brought down by George Roberts. He can try and hook it back forward towards the runner Jordan Davis. He's got the wrong side of Danny Davis, and now Jordan's into the box. Davis gets a shot away. Good save from Shepherd. And TNS have possession from the rebounds. That's the first time Shepherd's been called upon. It's a good save from the TNS number one. Holden battling with Cumming to win the ball back, but Colwyn Bay still have possession. Cumming tries to head it forward. Davis flicks it back into the Colwyn Bay half. Cornesh with a lovely pass to find Brobble. Bursting into the box now. Being held up by two black shirts. Cuts inside. Continues. Can get a shot away. It's blocked by Aaron Edwards. Second ball's picked up by Corness. Back into Holden on the edge of the Colwyn Bay box. Corness tries to put the cross in, and Hughes in the way of it. It'll go out for another corner. So the change is being made here. Davidson's Owen Farrell comes off on the 72nd minute mark. A brilliant performance from him on his home debut for TNS. I think his manager will be very impressed with the way he's played, and he comes off for the most experienced player in the squad, Adrian Sizlovich. Should be a little bit of a change of shape, I'd imagine, for the new Saints. I think Josh Daniels might go into midfield with Sizlovic going right back. Or it'll be Holden in midfield, actually. Holden will come from the right wing into the 10 role, and Josh Daniels will go up to the right wing with Sizlovic sitting as the right back. That'll be my guess anyway. I'm not sure just yet. I don't think my tactical brain is as good as Craig's. So again, onto the edge of the box for Don, but this time they've got it wrong, and now Colwyn Bay can break. Aaron Williams tries to play it through to Jordan Davis, but he's got it horribly wrong, and he's offside anyway. Both teams completely fluff their lines there. The pass should have come through much sooner from Aaron Williams, but again, a miscommunication between Corness and Brobble. They tried what they did in the first half, and it didn't work at all compared to the first half either. Panic stations for the new Saints. They nearly played themselves into a whole world of trouble then, but luckily they get away with it. And now they have possession again on the halfway line. It actually looks like Sizlovic will be on the right wing with Daniel staying at right back. Daniels out wide to Davis. Sizlovic now. Little drop of the shoulder to try and get past Jamie Cumming. Being held up by the Colwyn Bay number 7. Gets a cross into the box, but it's right into the hands of Rhys Williams again. Just over 15 minutes to go this second half. It's still 1-0 to the New Saints. Aaron Edwards. Back out to Shepherd. Out now for Josh Daniels to come forward with the ball for the New Saints. Out wide to Sizlovic. Bothering him now. See the colder temperatures as Craig Harrison puts his gloves on. Daniels now. Bothering him. Williams. Sizlovic out wide. Tries to burst past George Roberts, and he's ushered him out well. The Colwyn Bay number 11 for a goal kick. So another substitution for Colwyn Bay. The number 7, Jamie Cumming, coming off for Issa Cargbo, the number 22. So, goal kick for Colwyn Bay. Issa Cargbo straight into the action as he's beaten to the ball by Dan Williams. Connors Key are currently 2-1 up against Carnarvon, meaning TNS will continue with the 4-point lead they have now if it stays the same. Sizlovic. Daniels. Bodenham tries to put it out wide, but he's left it short, and now Matty Hill can come over the halfway line on the counter-attack. Hasn't got many men forward now, but cuts inside. Just too much from him, and now TNS have got back. Cyril drives forward. Holden does well, though, to stop him. Josh Daniels' touch is loose, however. Aaron Edwards reclaims possession for the Bay. Cyril to Cargbo. Now it's back on the halfway line. Hughes spreads it out to to Solomon Ford. Little 1-2 between him and Jordan Davis. You can just see they've changed the shape slightly. Davis has gone out onto the right wing. Hill and Aaron Williams currently the furthest forward. Tries to switch it to Jordan Davis, but Marshall will intercept and play it up the line to Brobble. He plays it further down the left wing for the run of Jordan Williams, being held up by Solomon Ford, still holding up Jordan Williams. Now Matty Hill's back to stop him, but he's played it against Hill for the throw-in. Goes into midfield for Corness. Daniels. Davis. Sizlovic. Davis. Switches it to Marshall. Brings it down on his chest. Back to Bodenham now. Williams. Lovely ball from Daniels to Holden. Cuts it across the box. There's just no one to finish it though. And it's cleared by Issa Cargbo. Jordan Davis will attempt to hold it up for the away side as he waits for runners. And Dan Williams does eventually bring him down. And he will go in the book for that tackle. So free kick for Colwyn Bay. So Hughes sends this forward once again from the free kick. Looked like he was offside, Pete. Referee says no. Davis heads it back, though, composingly to his goalkeeper. And Shepherd can throw it out to Holden on the right wing. Into midfield for Dan Williams. Williams to Holden. Williams to Daniels on the right wing. He just slowly comes inside, goes further out to the overlap of Brobble, who switched to the right side. Davis just looking for that second goal to kill this game off. We're in the 81st minute right now. It's still 1-0 as it stands. Brobble to Holden. Back to Williams. Sidlovic. Williams. Daniels inside for Brobble. Little drop of the shoulder from him, trying to create the angle for the cross, but Mike Hill holds him up well. Back to Daniels. Now with Williams in the edge of the box. Across to Boddingham. Corness to Danny Davis. Back on for Williams up the line to Brobble. Again, it's just been this sideward passing for most of the second half. They've struggled to break through. Issa Kagbo's on that and he's put it out for a throw-in. Taken quickly by Williams into Davis's feet. He goes back to Williams. Dan Williams out wide to Josh Daniels. Dan Williams now on the edge of the box to Bodenham. Back out wide to the other side now for Marshall to Sizlovic. Good tackle from Matty Hill though to win it back. And now Aaron Edwards can try and clip it back forward towards Hill, but Corness will intercept easily. And TNS have possession once again. Now in the centre circle, Williams out wide on the right side to Holden. He cuts inside on his stronger left foot, comes back outside, out wide to Daniels. He can put a cross in into the box. Right across loads of bodies, no one's there to touch it in once again. Davis to Williams. Daniels. Josh Daniels. Bodenham. First time for Davis. Back to Williams now. Out wide for Sizlovic. He's now made his way back to the right wing. Plays a little ball through to Holden, who goes back to Sizlovic. Now it's back into midfield with Williams to Bodenham. Holden. Williams. Davis back to Williams. Game's starting to go a little bit flat now in the last 5 minutes here. We do hit the 85th minute mark, still in the midfield. Now with Daniels, who's just come slightly more inside than he has been most of the game. So yeah, it's just completely dominant in possession. Just see how deep Colwyn Bay are sitting now. No players are further than 25-30 yards away from their own goal. TNS can just continue to dominate the ball and just be patient, looking for that opening. Bodenham now. Corness. Back to Bodenham. Now it's in the centre circle with Davis. First time back to Williams. He goes back to Davis. Brobble drives inside. Fires it into Jordan Williams' feet. Lovely touch. Blocked. We're still in the box though. Holden. Lovely little reverse ball to Marshall, but he just puts too much on it and it's out for the goal kick. And big news though, Carnarvon Town have equalised against Connors Quay, so it is currently 2-2 in that game. So as it stands, TNS are 6 points clear going into phase 2. So 3 minutes left of normal time. We'll Wait to see how much the assistant adds on. I'd imagine 3 or 4 minutes. Matty Hill clips it forward towards Jordan Davis. He's forced into the corner by Marshall. He's just trying to win something, the striker, but Marshall eventually wins a throw-in for TNS. Williams sends it forward, headed back away by Pete. That down to Dan Williams, who tries to clip it over the top through ball towards the run of Rory Holdham. Cyril's favourite to get there, which he does, back to his goalkeeper. Williams will pump it back forward again. Over Botherham's head, Marshall deals with it though, and now it's with Corness in midfield. Back to Marshall. So if you didn't hear that on the intercoms from our stadium announcer Stato, Henstone Distillery man of the match has gone to the number 7 for TNS, Josh Daniels, who's been excellent at right back today. Dan Williams to Bodenham. Just hit the 90th minute mark now. Minute left of normal time. Just waiting to see how much is added on. Dan Williams. Into Jordan Williams' feet, who hasn't had much service in this second half. But Aaron Edwards can come away with the ball for Colwyn Bay. Matty Hill plays it against Marshall. Good block from the left back, and it's out for a throw in the Colwyn Bay half to the away side. So there's going to be 3 minutes of additional time at the end of this game. It is still 1-0 to the New Saints. So, Colwyn Bay have a chance to get a long throw into the box here from Matty Hill. There might be just one more page of this game unwritten just yet, as Matty Hill prepares to put the long throw into the box. Here it comes. Flicked on by Pete. It's a good flick on as well, but Danny Davis underneath it. Hughes heads it back into the box. Holden heads it away this time. Hughes glances it out wide to George Roberts. Lovely cut around Holden. Puts the ball back into the box. Shepherd, brilliant claim from the goalkeeper, and he's held on to it too. It's great goalkeeping from Nathan Shepherd, and he gets the game going again. Rolls it out to Sizlovic. TNS still looking to kill this game off with 2 minutes to go. Just hear the manager telling them to keep the ball. Craig Harrison's instructions very clear. It's a bit like the end of a FIFA match here. TNS just passing it around the back. No press from Colwyn Bay. To be fair, you can still hear the Colwyn Bay fans singing, voices still loud. They've been brilliant all night, to be fair to them, in the cold conditions, and they haven't had much to cheer about tonight. Davis out wide to Daniels, and he'll go back to Davis. 1 minute left on the clock. George Hughes starts to just press a bit higher now for the last minute. Daniels into midfield for Brobble. Back to Holden. Just 1-2s in the midfield. 10 seconds left. TNS will just continue to pass this round the back. It is like the end of a FIFA match. And the referee blows there. That is full time. That is full time on phase one of the Cymru Premier. TNS win here 1-0 thanks to a very early goal from Jordan Williams. They've been dominant throughout the game. They haven't really had to get out of third gear for most parts of it. Colwyn Bay go home empty-handed. TNS, as it stands right now in the Carnarvon game, are 6 points clear going into phase two of the Cymru Premier. Jordan Williams just continues to tighten his grip on the top goal scorer award. That's 21 now for the season in the Cymru Premier, 22 in all competitions, and TNS will go home happy tonight. I hope everyone has a lovely evening and a lovely weekend as well from me. Thank you. I've been the commentator, Jack. Everyone have a good night and bye-bye.
Maybe the time is right for us to find our dreams. And maybe it's time for you all to know all of the places we plan to go. And when our future comes to pass, you know we've got the strength to last. And when the old boys shout out loud, heads held high and they stand so proud. Don't be down and don't be in distress. We're dancing in the streets of TNS tonight, tonight. And don't be down and don't be such a mess. We're dancing in the streets of TNS.